Welcome to Peak Health Revolution. My name is Owen Grundy, specialist in chronic pain. Today we're going over the barbell quad smash to help reduce knee pain and hip tension. If you have tight quads, this is one of the best exercises that we can use to release that. As opposed to using a foam roller, I like to grab a barbell because we can get more pressure onto that quad and get a better release. So we're going to go over how to actually use a barbell smash to release the quad. Just going over some setup and some finer details of it. And that's going to translate to less tension in through that quad, which is going to affect both your hip and your knee. So if you're dealing with knee or hip pain, this can be effective. A lot of us are quad dominant and get tight quads, so it's really effective at relieving that pain. So basically, let's start with the setup. What we want to do is be up against something so that we don't have to be freestanding and supporting ourselves. I like to actually have that support. It allows you to relax into it a little bit more. Important part there is that we have one of our quad muscles that actually crosses over and becomes a hip flexor as well as a knee extender. So it takes a little bit of that stress off us. Then we start up nice and high. And what we're gonna do is just a really nice, slow roll down the leg. We wanna be somewhere between 1 minute to 2 minutes for like one pass. So we're going really slow here. And you can see that I'm adding pressure onto this because it's pretty comfortable there. But as I find places where it gets more uncomfortable, I might need to take a bit of that pressure off. And you'll notice too that like the speed at which you can roll is pretty good. And then now I've just found a spot that to me is more tender than previously. So I'll basically come to a stop with the roll. So as you come up to those things and you find more painful areas or more restricted areas, you just want to slow how fast you're essentially rolling it and then breathe through it, try and relax and not tense your muscles and let that release. You might have to take a bit of pressure off. So now that's basically just to the barbell weight as opposed to before where I was putting pressure down. You might even have to just take a little bit off of it, but trying to maximize the amount of pressure where it's uncomfortable but not painful. And you can still breathe through it, have a conversation and not be tensing your muscles. Then as you work through it, you can just start to go again until you find kind of the next most restricted area. But what we're thinking the whole time as we're doing this is creating a giant deep wave of pressure that slides down the length of the quad and helps us release the tension in there. So we'll continue to go here. And what we want to do is just nice slow roll. We're still, even if it's not a super sore spot for us, we're still creating that wave of pressure until we come up to that next one. And what we can do with this is hit slightly different angles on that quad depending on kind of what's most tender for us. So I'm feeling pretty good through here except for that one bit up there. Then as we come up on this kneecap, we can continue right down. You'll see a point where you'll feel it kind of drop down as we come off the muscle, but before we're onto the kneecap. So we want to make sure we're just stopping before we go over the kneecap. So we're stopping before that, we're never rolling over that. So that's one pass for me. And now what you can do is different angles. So you can take kind of this more medial side. You can even get into your adductors by getting the leg out a little bit more and get into here. Or you can get the more lateral side. When you go to the more lateral side, what you want to do is take your other leg and let this knee kind of sit in the little saddle, if you will, that we get formed by this knee and this foot to just give this knee support so it's not freestanding, because once the weight gets down there, it's going to want to push onto that. So we just want support there. Then you start up nice and high. And you will just simply roll that down there, same as you would how I showed you. And that is a great way to release quad tension, which feeds into the whole system here. So if you have, say, patellar tendonitis or anything going on at the knee or even up at the hip, releasing this is going to give you that length back so that it's not pulling so much down around your knee and creating knee pain for you. If you found that video valuable, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos.